Welcome to our show today. An Amazon, a great woman, Honorable Mulikat Akande Adeola. Good morning, madam.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
I also thanking you from my own end for honoring our invite. It's been almost a year plus that we've been on your neck to join us, but you kept on saying, well, you will come when the time is ripe, and I hope and I believe the time is ripe. Let's start from where we left it the last time you came. The last time you came, more than a year ago, it was in the heat of the challenges your former party, PDP, both at the national and the state level, seem to be having. Ironically, as we speak this morning, the trouble hasn't really left. The PDP is still there as we speak, but we will only stop at the point where you left. There are those who are hearing us this morning and are like, for a party that gave you so much in terms of the pinnacle, as we speak, of your political achievements, talking about the PDP, the decision for you to leave that party and pitch your tent with another party this morning, the SDP, must have been a very tough decision. You want to let the people of your state understand and beyond, especially our international audience, why did you leave PDP?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think though anybody who blames me for leaving, that means the person doesn't really know who I am, and they don't know the reasons why I left. So for me, the last time I was here, I was telling you I've been in PDP since 1998 and I've never left. And our people, the Yorubas, say tí ò bá nídìí, obìnrin ò kí ń jẹ́ kúmólú. So if there's no reason, I wouldn't have left. First and foremost, you just talked about challenges. These challenges that were there then, because what they're having right now is within the PDP. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm no longer in the party. But what we had then was a situation of a division within the party where some people were not wanted. And those were the people who really worked to bring the government to power. So, and not just the people, including their followers. You are in politics because of your followers most of the time. And it doesn't really matter whether you are in a position or you are not. As long as they have a sense of belonging, within the government that they have worked for, there will be no problem. As long as they are being carried along, nobody will feel anyhow. But in this case, the party, I won't even say the party, I'll just say maybe the governor of Oyo State, he did not want some of us around him any longer, neither our own people. Because for me, I tell people, point blankly, I told His Excellency that I wasn't ready to hold any position within the party. Even when my people in Ogbomoso said within the government, because I would be going back and forth, Abuja. There's so much for me to do also. Even when the people of Ogbomoso insisted that they wanted me to be the secretary to government. And as soon as I mentioned it to him, he said he was already talking to someone. And I said, no problem. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't really what I wanted. But what of my people? What of the people who toil day and night to ensure that, we achieved this success that we're all celebrating today? But that was not to be. And, it took us a long time.
I know.
The problem started barely 3 months into the office. And people were like, be patient, enisuru, the normal, because they will always expect that, there will be an answer. But when there was no answer, you can see how long it took us to leave. I was also not even willing to leave because I believe that destiny is already certain. Whatever you will become, you will become. But when I said it to my people that I'll remain in PDP, I don't even have to run for any, position. It was like, so why have we been on this path? If you are going to drop us now, and with the hunger and all the sufferings, before you know it, maybe everybody will just go back to the old camp, but they were not happy about it, and they said, no, you can't at this point leave us and say you want to remain in PDP. The people in PDP that have done us wrong have not appeased us, they've not said anything to us. Why would you remain? And this was because people at the top in PDP were appealing to me not to leave and all that. So at the end of the day, because these are the people who, when you say who is Honorable Mulikat, they are the Mulikat. Without the followers, the leader is nobody. So I heeded to the advice, of my people, and they said we have to move because this is a PDP. You worked day and night, you sacrificed everything, and you spent your money, and you are not being appreciated, you are not being recognized, and your people are not even being. So what makes you think if we remain there, the same thing will not happen? So why would we continue to just work in vain? And I saw reason in what they were saying, and we decided to move from the PDP.
Was it a matter of you and your followers not readily coming to terms about the quantum of the so-called sacrifices that you made when it comes to enthronement of Governor Seyi Makinde? I mean, there are those who say, look, maybe your so-called sacrifices were overblown. You have this platform this morning to really let people understand. And again, there are also a flip side to it. The reason why she and followers seem to be having issue with Governor Seyi Makinde has to do with the fact that, like every politician, maybe they want a slice of the till of government, which the governor is not willing to part with in terms of patronage. You want to clear your end that?
Thank you. I'll answer the last one first. The thing is, when you form a government, when you work to bring about a government, all those who worked, one way or the other, must at least get something.
Sense of belonging.
Yes, that's one. And then you can see even the local government elections, which is the government that is closest to the people, people were not allowed. It's not just about me. Alhaji Olopoyan is there, Baba Nurini Magaji. There are so many people, who we worked together, who were meted, who had the same treatment. So it's not just about me. So if at the government, local government level, your people are not even recognized to the extent even to have a free and fair local government election. We didn't have it. Everything was written out. So these are not the way of doing things. If we had the number in the party at that time, our own people were, the ones you could say PDP.
In your zone?
All over Oyo State.
All over your state?
Yes,
okay.
It's not just in my zone. All over Oyo State, where we have all these leaders who are dissatisfied right now, they had the numbers, at that time. And they knew that if they had a free and fair local government election, all our people would take the seats. But I don't even know. We never sat down. We never had any formal quarrel with the governor to warrant all this. And there was no meeting to say, all of you come, let's sit down. This is what we want to do. Let's have this person here, let's have, what I mean? Just calling people to work together. That was not there. So it means, meanwhile, before the government was formed, for those who are saying maybe our participation or our support was overblown, people have the right to say whatever they want to say. But for me, it's the governor who, we worked with. That is my concern, because when you work with someone believing that, we're doing this because we're party members, first and foremost, we're doing this because we believe that we're working together, and at the end of the day, things turn differently. So the issue of trust is there. because Governor Seyi Makinde will never say that I asked him for 1 kobo throughout, not a dime. And I took care of Oyo North. I worked day and night in the 13 local governments.
In the struggle for the party's ticket, I mean, there are stories out there about the crucial role you play locally and nationally.
Yes, you see, for me, I'm not the one to say these things. People will feel, oh, she's blowing her trumpet and all that. But God sees, He knows also all where we went to, the people we spoke to. And you know, the last time I was here, I apologized to all those who felt I stepped on their toes by supporting him. A lot of people appealed to me not to support him. They said, you will regret it. But I was doing it for the party. I wanted to be a senator, not a governor. But as a party person, we had to work day and night to make sure that our party. So, like I say, if you have to support anybody, once bitten, twice shy, if you have to support anybody going forward, you need to know the background of that person. You need to investigate, the character of that person, because it is very, very crucial and very important that you do all that work and you are let down at the end of the day. And the governor, I don't think he sees anything wrong in that. But unfortunately, so many people at the national level before now had spoken to him. Why don't you go and make up with this woman? Why don't you? And the annoying thing, or the most painful aspect, is that while I was still in PDP, if people see me, everybody will say, this is what I heard is happening between you and your governor. But you are the one that brought him. Why is he doing this? You see, so now people is like, didn't you know him? Didn't you know he could put up this kind of tantrums before you started supporting and carrying him all over the place and telling people, you must support him, you must support him? All the meetings we had before the elections were in my house, in Ibadan here, in Abuja, and in Ogbomoso. And everybody will come there, including himself. Like I said the last time, I didn't know Governor Seyi before, 2017. It was Alhaji Olopoyan that brought him to me in Ogbomoso. He had come earlier to talk to me about him. And he said he's a young guy, he's done this, he's done that, But for me, I was very much, and our present chairman, Michael Okunlade, Hafiz Jimoh, and some people also came as emissaries from Senator Adeola, hallelujah, that he asked them to come and please plead with me to be part of this struggle, otherwise they cannot succeed. But they didn't tell me that, because if they had told me that it was Senator Adeola that sent them, because we never had any good relationship, I would have just told them, no, I'm not interested, But it was later, that I got to know that. But be that as it may, there's no clash of interest. Why won't I work for my party? And I did everything. And at the end of the day, the governor even said it on a radio program at
I'm aware.
that we are irrelevant, or what was it that he said? Something like that, or that our contributions were nothing, and that they tried to teach us strategies of winning, and we were not ready to listen. So I told them when I went to that program that which strategies was it the same strategies that he used for the past elections that he didn't win, until we now came together and he won. So you can imagine, such statements, from somebody that you felt, or that I felt was truthful. And all I could say that day was that if the governor could actually say this, then it means he does not have the fear of God. Because when you have the fear of God, you don't, throw insults at people who genuinely helped you in your cause. You don't, because that's an insult as far as I'm concerned. For you to say you were trying to teach us strategic ways of winning election, which you never won before, until now that we all
could the
work
government
together.
be referring to the fact that he had more votes in your zone during the governorship election compared to the vote you garnered when you had your senatorial run, right? Same 2020,
whatever votes he got, I did the work, whether he likes it or not.
With the coalition. The coalition also came in 2019.
Yeah, but the coalition mainly, yes, the coalition helped. And you see where you can see the insincerity of the governor. Why did he do the coalition for his own election? If you really cared about your party people and people you were working for, why did you not, seek for the coalition to take place in the first election going forward?
I don't think that, in fairness, do you think such a decision rests with Governor Makinde?
No.
Because the coalition leaders were never willing, during the first election, to even work with anybody.
Nobody even tried. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
nobody tried.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody tried.
Everybody believed in themselves in the first election.
Nobody tried.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was towards the end of my election that I knew that Governor Makinde was not supporting me. Yes.
How?
Even when I
you
saw
came
it,
second,
no, it doesn't.
behind Senator Fatai Buhari.
The work that we did brought us thus far. And there's so many things that happened during that election that we don't have to be talking about, because for me, crying over spilled milk will not
changes
help
nothing
other than for you to buckle your shoes and do better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
So it was after the whole thing that I sat down and started reflecting that, certain discussions we had and certain statements he made, then you begin to read meanings to those things when he started all these things that he was doing. But like I said, crying over spilled milk will not change anything.
So
there is no need.
You are saying this morning, you are convinced
I am
the election
convinced.
you lost in
He
2019,
even told
Governor Makinde
someone,
did not support you.
No, he didn't. He told someone who said, how did this woman lose? He said, why won't she lose? She already shot herself on the feet. Which I asked him, and he didn't deny it. Why did you say that? He said, yes, I said it, but I didn't say it in any negative. I said it has no positive meaning. This was in my house in Abuja.
What do you think the government could be referring to? Shot yourself on the foot.
I think the issue of the primary election of the rep in Ogbomoso, that's his present chief of staff, because there were issues, about it, and the fact that the primaries did not go on, they only wrote the report, the results in Ibadan here and everything, and it really, really, dampened the spirit of our people in Ogbomoso, because we had two front runners for that position, and this present chief of staff was not, in the picture as at then. But all of a sudden, he came, they supported him, and even the panel from Abuja. You can imagine where
it was in
I am.
ADC that time.
No, he crossed over to PDP.
I said he was.
Yeah, before he came to. So, the people who were already there, instead of them to maybe try and call them and look for a way out, they decided to hold the panel here in Ibadan, in my own constituency. And I heard that people who were not even from my constituency were the ones who went and wrote the result. So you can imagine the insult. That's one. So, and then after that, I told some of the leaders, I called about 5 leaders, and we went to meet Governor Makinde at home. And I told him that I was not happy about what happened. And I would not like him to just, interfere in Ogbomoso. We had everything going for us before this issue. So why? So maybe he saw that as an affront. I don't know. But that's the only thing that I could say maybe is the reason why he will say, she already shot herself on the foot. Maybe ever coming to challenge him, which I don't know why that would be an affront. If we know that we're working together. If I'm not pleased about something, I should be able to say, my mind. And that's who I am. So... but like I keep saying, at the end of all this, I believe that it was not my time, because there's destiny, just like I told you, and God works, not the way God works is not the way we humans work. So for me, I accepted the result in good faith. People were even surprised, when I said, so is that the end of the world? No, it's not. But whoever has a hand in my losing the election will also, God sees everything, he will pay them back at the right time. That's all. So, and maybe they felt, let's make sure she loses because she's been spending so much money. Maybe then she won't have anything again or something. I don't know. But Ọlọ́run, ẹni tọ́lọ́run dá ni, far away.
Now, I mean, for ordinary folks listening to us, and party faithful that also listen to us, can you come clearer for the first time on radio this morning? You said to me, you just wrapped them up. Oh, the grounds you have has to do with the fact that those that worked, including you, for the emergence of this government were not properly taken care of. There are stories that you are asking for too much. We had story of, Honorable Mulikat was asking for 3 commissioners, 2 commissioners, 4 SSC. And again, if you look back, man, decision when Governor Makinde tapped you to be a member of the advisory council, you, technically speaking, you declined and you rejected it. Do you think there are some of the supporters that I have spoken with that have said, if you have taken it up, if you have gotten involved in this government, along the line at the beginning, that will have afforded you, great relationship with the governor, and things would have been better than the dapole. That will be some moving forward.
It's not true. Those who are saying that, they don't know what is. Because I was part of that GAC committee.
At the beginning?
Yes.
But later...
No, the thing is, you are working with somebody who you are no longer accessible to. For me, it's... I don't even have to be in that committee if there's an understanding that, we work together and this government is our government. So I don't even have to be in that committee, because most of the times they fix their meetings. It's not convenient for me to fly all the way from Abuja and come and attend the meeting of GAC only. It's not convenient. I will only come if everything is going the way it goes. So it's an opportunity to see the governor.
Absolutely. That's what the supporters were saying.
No, I was coming. I attended few of those meetings.
And suddenly?
Yes, because he did not... he did certain things that we discussed, like the issue of the commissioners. He did not meet up with what he told me.
What did you ask him for when it comes to commissioners?
What he asked me when we discussed the issue of the secretary, and he said he was already talking to someone. So I said, what will be my own, what, like something like that. What would be? And he said,
what comes to your own group?
Yes.
For the work you have done.
Choose 2 commissioners of your choice. Choose 2 ministries that you want, but don't choose 5 ministries. Which he said, health, agric, finance, education, and something. Okay. But any other 2. Good. And we kept on talking about it back and forth. Even when he came to my house in Abuja, we talked. I said, so can I submit the names now? He said yes. And I submitted 1 name from Ogbomoso, 1 from Okeogun, because that's my senatorial districts and everything. And the list came out and their names were not there. So how do you explain? Even a day before the list came out, I went to see him.
Raphael Afonja was, traced to you, man.
That's not the
former,
public
works.
He could be traced to me, but it had a lot of undertone. He rejected my own nominees and was insisting, bring somebody who is an engineer. I think they had even spoken at the back. These things...
I understand the intrigue.
It's not the intrigue. So forget about it, Mayor. That's not. I didn't even know you'd be asking me about PDP, because I've left PDP.
I mean, yes, I have to ask you.
No,
people want to know.
No, they know. You see, the thing is, I'm different. I'm not the ordinary politician, who just wants to hold on to one thing or the other. I believe so much in God that it is God that can do everything. And that's why I have the fear of God. And I don't lie. People who know me know I don't tell lies. I'll tell you the way it is. If you are not happy, I could say sorry. You know what I mean? So there are a lot of intrigues that only the governor can tell you himself. So there is no need for that. Afonja became governor, commissioner
for public works
from Ogbomoso. This, after he did not name the 2 people I gave him, I was ready to back out at that point, because there is no need. This is a gentleman's agreement. So if you cannot honor it, why should I continue? But politicians will always say, be patient, be patient, be patient. The patience was the one that dragged us up to this point. So what patience again do I need to be patient about? And I'm the one now funding the group. I didn't take any money from him to work for him in Okiogun. Everybody knows the work we did, going through those local governments, 13 local governments. He only came and just polished the whole thing when we had done, yes, the major jobs. So if you now promise me something and you can't even call me to say, Elijah, this thing, it won't be like that anymore. You know what I mean? Then there's no regard, there's no respect. And I hold him in high esteem. So why all this, a lot of things here and there. I don't listen to hearsay because I'll confront you with it. You have to confirm it, just like I asked him when he said I shot myself on the foot. Even after that, when he said, oh, I said so, but it was not in bad faith, I still did not quarrel with him. He still came to my house after that in Abuja, and we ate together and everything. So what was the problem? I don't know. He is the only one that can tell you what the problem is. Or maybe they don't just like my guts. But you see, it is just him, not the PDP members. Because when I meet with the members out there, everybody is so respectful, greeting me and everything. Because they knew what we did. They knew my contribution. So, but there's no need, like I say, crying over spilled milk. Even the Afonja who became commissioner, at the end of the day, he even stopped talking to me for some time until after he was removed. So you see, that's why I say the intrigues, you can understand.
Beyond the ordinary. I've closed that PDP chapter. The final hope for the aggrieved in the then PDP, including you, what was the meeting from the national headquarters where we had former governor of Kwara State, Bukola Saraki. That was a momentous moment. I saw the video. We had the report of what transpired. How you spoke, everybody spoke. And it got to a point you were almost crying. I mean, people were hoping that could have been the turning point. How come the whole thing didn't just add up? Because
I wasn't almost crying. I don't know where you got that.
I mean, we had that story.
No,
it was a very emotional.
Yeah, but I was a member of that committee.
Absolutely.
Okay, we were just looking for ways of making things work. Whatever it is, and there were also a lot of promises, things to be done before the end of that month of August and all that. But all that was not to be. Nothing happened. So even when you have your own little child and you keep promising the child one thing or the other and it doesn't come forth, one day the child will look at you in the face and say, Mommy, I don't believe you anymore. You know what I mean? So, and it's like everybody, because the story that goes around is that, we've said ours. We've said it, we've advised him, we've done this, and he's not heeding to our advice. So I don't need to remain there. I don't need to just give myself unnecessary aggro, because the moment you are still there, people will still come back. So assuming we were still in PDP now and things are the way they are, so all the candidates from PDP who are in my area, will I begin to now tell my people, don't vote for PDP? I'm a party person. You know what I mean? So it's the people may not have any fault, in all that is going on. But I know that even I, as a person, if I'm voting for PDP, my people will not ordinarily vote. So why are you then the leader? So it's something that was just not working the way it's supposed to work, and for no reason whatsoever. And people can say whatever they like, that Elijah was not listening and we advised her she should just remain there. Remain where? Remain where you are not wanted? Remain where your opinion does not matter? So what kind of remain is that? But that's why I said I'm not just the ordinary politician. For we are just here, we're playing this politics today because we are all alive. By the time we are gone, what will be? So why do you want to continue giving yourself unnecessary aggro when you can move somewhere else and have your peace of mind? So,
if you're just joining us, it's Honorable Mulikat Akande Adeola, Uncensored, this wonderful morning on Political Circuit. We will have a break. When we come back, I mean, you all had, at a point in time, common grievance as regard the way the PDP was being managed nationally and, of course, locally. And we, from the media, from outside, we see most of you as having the same thing in common. But we were all surprised when eventually, individually, you began to make your move. One would have expected if you all have same thing in common, maybe you should be under one tent. The reason why, as we speak today, I know you are very close to him, former deputy governor of the state, Engineer Rauf Olaniyan. He has pitched his tent with APC and he got removed for that. Number two, Chief Olokmani, whose name you mentioned earlier, he has also pitched his tent with a new party, NNPP. And for you, you moved into SDP. The fact that you all seem to have the same issue while in PDP, one would have expected you should have been under one roof. Decisions made individually by these various leaders and the implication for Oyo 2023 will be next after this short news. We'll be back after this.
It's ShopRite's incredible weekend only deal.
Fresh
105.9 FM Ibadan.
The station for everyone.
3, 2, 1.
Stay tuned for the news on Nigeria's most listened to radio station, Fresh 105.9 FM.
The time is 11 o'clock. A beautiful morning to you. This is Fresh Headlines on Fresh 105.9 FM Ibadan. I am Mary Gift Sunday. Nigeria losing 700,000 crude barrels daily, says federal government. ASU appeals National Industrial Court's ruling on resumption. Oyo State Universal Basic Education Board cautions residents against false recruitment adverts. And on the foreign scene, death toll from sunken Lebanon migrant boat rises to 86. United States to ease internet curbs for Iranians amid unrest. In sports, Liverpool fans to sue UEFA over finals chaos. That's Fresh Headlines on Fresh 105.9 FM Ibadan. I am Mary Gift Sunday. Good morning and thank you for listening.
You are to Fresh 105.9.
Right in the heart of the Asian city of Ibadan. This is
Fresh FM 105.9.
Ibadan.
Of a living legend. 25 years on stage with more than 200 awards. Wow! Join Inka Ayefele and Ngbaski Superfan for all over the world for the first tight Ayefele digital music tour. Join the virtual experience on Crowd as we go gather, listen to our own Dr. Yinka Ayefele. We go wow our ears with Ngbaski and Ogbonge music. All you need to do now to get your ticket on Top Crowd for cheapening money enjoyment with join the one-time live experience as we gather enjoyment pure and legit music. Inka Ayefele they call in super fans worldwide, lovers of Basque music, friends, family with fan clubs to join him and the Merrymaker band on www.crowd.com. You no go one miss am, now one lifetime experience.
Alright now. What a decider! What a goal! From the boy wonder!
Mavis, this your son will be a football star. When does he train? What time does he even wake up?
Breakfast time. No. He wakes up earlier, but when I give him Milo with breakfast, that's when I see that the champion in him is awake.
Don't just wake up your child. Wake up the champion in him. Let Milo Active Go and the natural goodness of malt, milk, and cocoa help wake up the champion in your child every day. Milo, energy to go further.
It's ShopRite's incredible weekend only deals. The 25th of September 2022. Buy 6 Malta Guinness 330ml cans at 179 naira 99 kobo each and save 300 naira. At ShopRite, lower prices you can trust always.
Ladies and gentlemen, stand up.
Bouvet Entertainment present Wale Waves Live Experience. Date 25th September 2022. Venue Manhattan Hall, LA Road, Jericho, Ibadan. Red carpet starts 3 p.m. Special performances by Primo, Gabriel Afolayan, Dre Sticks, and many more. Comedian and host Bash. Tickets platinum table 1 million naira. Gold table 500,000 naira. VIP 50,000 naira. Regular 5,000 naira. For inquiries, please call 0913 0141 511 0803 6464 067. Tickets available at vendors near you. Tickets online at walewaves.com. This event is proudly powered by Goldberg. Proudly supported by Manhattan Hall, Fan for Roll, Soundtracks, and Cruiser Lounge. The Wale Waves Live Experience is about to be lit.
Fresh 105.9 FM, your feel-good radio.
Of course, we still have live with us former House leader, Nigerian House of Representatives, and of course, the candidate of SDP, Oyo North Central District in 2023 election. If you're just joining us, remember I did mention that no let-up as far as we are concerned here at the Southwest Political Headquarters. Next week, Saturday, 10 a.m., make it a date with us as we host the gubernatorial candidate of APC in the state, Senator Teslim Kolawole Folari. 1st of October, Independence Day. Next week, Saturday, 10 a.m. here. Do join us. Madam, you're welcome back.
Thank you.
When we went to break, I was talking about the fact that we do know that comrades in harm within PDP, we were expecting that that togetherness we were saying will materialize in all of you coming up in one umbrella. But that didn't happen. Most of the leaders that are very also close to you chose to go to various parties. And some of your supporters are like, with this, how will you be able to make impact when you've gone on your separate ways? And there are those who have also opined that maybe in the horizon, with politicians you can never know, there may still be a working relationship between all of you come 2023. You want to respond to that?
Thank you very much. On the issue that we all went our different ways, that's expected, of human beings, because your interest may not be my interest. What you're seeing is not what I'm seeing. But you concluded rightly by saying we might come back together, when the need arises. And that's exactly, what is going to happen. For me and all the people that you have mentioned, we have very good relationship, very good rapport. We still talk to each other. I won't come to Ibadan without calling Alhaji Olokboyan, Alhaji Bolarumi, all these people, Jogo.
Engineer Raouf.
Yes.
Iba.
I've not called Iba on this trip, but I've spoken to the others, So I don't think that is much of a problem because, first, if I'm talking about my own ambition, most of these people are not even within my senatorial district, so it doesn't really, affect anything much. They have people there that they can say, please support, Alaja Mulikat and all that. So I don't think it's going to stop anything anyway.
But once bitten, twice shy. I know your party SDP has a very good friend, Makelano, as his gubernatorial candidate in the state. From what I've just said, that you do not rule out the possibility of a further coalition against 2023. Where does that leave your candidate?
No, because who says the coalition might
not coalesce behind
him? That's what I'm saying. So
Makelano.
Yeah. So it's not something that, unless we want to, lie to ourselves. I'm just telling you what. But it could just be in favor of SDP, whatever it is. So I don't think, like I said, there's any problem.
I want to, brutal, sincere answer to this question, because you are one of the leaders in the state and a critical stakeholder as far as your project is concerned. With all that, during the first half of our conversation that you have said, disappointment, the way and manner this governor has actually related with you and your supporters, are you, to some extent, as we speak this morning, gladdened by the fact that there are those who have a very high opinion of this governor's performance? And if you truly, as we have seen, you did play a role in his emergence, do you take solace in the fact that, okay, fine, he may not have treated me well, but I'm happy he's delivering for the people of Oyo State?
Honestly, you asked me this question the last time. What do I think? Performance of any political office holder should be rated by the people.
And you are one of them. You're also
for
a leader.
Me,
what do you think?
Because I don't want, honestly, I'll tell you that since I left PDP, because I keep telling you I'm not the ordinary politician. I just shut my eyes. If the governor is doing well, the people in the town will say so, and they will be the ones to, determine whether, he goes or not. So it is not about me. Because right now I'm no longer in PDP, and also I'm not in a position to criticize. I don't have to criticize anybody, because even when I'm criticizing rightly, people will say, oh, it's because of what happened. So to me, what is ahead of me, I'm focused, on my own ambition and what SDP can do. That is all that is in my viewing right now. So whether Governor Seyi Makinde is delivering everything, the people will be the ones to tell us.
That's the fact that you're also, a critical, stakeholder in your project.
Yes, I am. I will get feedback from my people. There's no way I want to. If I was still in PDP, I might be very much interested. Be ticking. We've done this, we've done, because you need to talk to people about it. You need to. But in this case, I have what I'm facing as well. So why should I make somebody's problem my own cup of tea?
I just wonder why, having been in PDP for so long. That you took the decision to switch and SDP became your choice. Why SDP this morning?
Thank you. One, I've said it once, there's always a reason for everything. When there was no reason, my experience with this government is the first time I'm experiencing something like this. I've never had
disappointment of this scale, right?
No, I've not had, and I'm telling you the truth. So it would not have occurred to me, to jump ship. And you heard me when I said I even considered staying without even contesting. That shows you, what's the way I feel. Because I'm one.
It wasn't all about ambition.
No. It wasn't all about ambition. Ambition is God that determines. You know what I mean? I could still remain in PDP. I would just remain in Abuja there, join the campaign trail, do whatever I want to do, and But all those who are running for the other various offices,
your supporters,
yes, where would they be? They need somebody, a strong figure too, that
to
they
lead
can,
them.
yes, and to look up to. So it's not even about me at all. It's not. People, I always say it, you don't have to be in a position forever. You can be in politics forever, but not in a position. So and that is life. Today, yes, tomorrow, no. It's only people who are not, who don't have the fear of God, or who don't even appreciate God, that will feel that, I must win, I must be the one, I must be the one. No, it's not by your power. It is only God that can take you there. So it's not this thing. And you said, why SDP? In 1998, when I joined PDP, I also looked at the parties. There were just two parties, at that time. PDP had the National Outlook, at that time, and I felt, I should go with PDP. Leaving PDP now, I looked at the other parties. People were even thinking, we'll go to APC. But that was not to be. There were a lot of issues there, and I looked at Accord, I looked at Labour, SDP, because of the people who were at the helms of affairs, people who were there in the background, that we met and we discussed and all that. And I didn't just jump to SDP. I came back home and put that before my people. And at the end of the day, we decided that SDP would be the party for us to join. And that's why we moved to SDP.
As at the time you joined SDP, I mean, we've been seeing and be hearing all sort of story litigations, internal squabbling here and there. Can you tell us where things stand this morning?
There's nothing of the sort. And you can investigate, because it's not for me to start telling you something here and then tomorrow.
Both at the national and the state level? You do not have divisions?
No divisions whatsoever. No divisions, I can tell you that. Because the way you can discover that is just to go to INEC and find out who are the officers and then see those that were aligned with. That's all.
As the National Assembly and the presidential election begins next week, Wednesday. Campaign, yes, begins next week, Wednesday, September 28th. How well will you say that your party, in terms of presence, the candidates you have fielded from the reps, we know more of you, I must say, in the media. We also know more of our own here. Rotimi Ojasope, of course, the chairman, Okunlade, has been a person. How do you have photos of SDP in every elective possible positions across board here?
Yeah, not every position, but most, at least 90%.
Okay.
So, and I think that is
senatorial.
That is okay. Senatorial, we have just one senatorial candidate,
which is you.
Me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, House of Rep, how many?
Yeah, we have all the House of Rep members
in all the 14
constituencies.
Okay. The state assembly.
The state assemblies too. We have 32.
32. So, as we speak now, your supporters, your followers, they have a roof now over their heads, right?
Of course. It's obvious.
It's obvious. Let's go straight away to Oyo North. Have been lucky to have them here. I start with Senator Fatai Buhari, the incumbent, 2 months ago here. He reeled out his achievements. There are those who believe that, as we speak today, there are claims that is the most performing senator in the state. He's been there for a second time, hoping to go for the third term. I've also had one-on-one here with Nuruddin and with Honorable Shinopela, who is also going for same on the platform of Accord. And here we have you this wonderful morning. Can you help us sift through the idea that we have three of the major contenders coming from Ogbomoso axis? Shina Pella last week here was railing about the fact that okay, and that what is going to help him out is because he's the only Okeogun candidate on the major party platform. The three of you from the other political parties are from Ogbomoso, Wole Conle, you, and of course Senator Fatai Buhari. Can you help us sift through this clamor? Is it politically driven? Is it the reality on ground in Okeogun? And how well do you think you are better positioned now moving forward?
Mayor, thank you. This question really is not the answers are not what you reel out on radio. But all I can tell you that we're all candidates. Everybody will be working, for their individual success. What I'm doing, I'm not ready to say it here. But those who know me and know my antecedents know that I could surpass any achievement so far based on what I did when I was in House of Reps. I never thought the issue of who becomes senator in Oyo North will become a thing of it is our turn or not our turn. Because I think what we should be looking at is the capacity of the person who wants to run for office, the achievements so far that the person has achieved. What I mean, your antecedents, the knowledge that you have, your fear of God, that when you say things to people, you stand by them, it's the issue of coming from a particular place and saying that it is because you are from there. Our people, the Yorubas, have an adage that says Ajumobi Kukotanu, which means even your blood brother or even your own child may not just be kind to you, may not be able to do anything for you, when the person is in position. So I would rather think that we're talking about development of the people and of the whole of Oyo North. So it is not about this is where I come from. When I represented Ogbomoso North, South and Orire in the House of Reps for 2 terms, I'm from Ogbomoso North, but I did more for Orire local government because Orire needed more projects at that time. I didn't say because I was from the north, I'll pack everything to Ogbomoso North. It doesn't work like that. And you see, this thing has to do with passion, what you want to achieve, what you want people to benefit, And I have also been consistent in the things I do, in the things I say, and how I distribute, what I do right now. I've been doing a lot of empowerments, even outside office. And if I say 10 per local government, you can imagine Ogbomoso, the whole of Ogbomoso will be having just 30, and Okeogun will be getting 100. So it doesn't still say anything. Will I now say because I don't want them to have 100 and I want to be their representative? No, you have to be that representative that is equitable, that is just, when you are doing things for the people. And you also be thinking of your legacy. When you leave, what will people say about you? And it is what they say, that matters. So I don't want to be that representative that will be there and all I'm doing is one-sided, representation. No. Even those who don't vote for you, by the time you become the senator, everybody has a right, because you are representing them, to come to you for one thing or the other, or even just ask you question or anything. So it is about capacity to deliver. It's about who can do best, for the zone and for the people. I'm very much concerned about the welfare of the people and the development of the zone. In 2017, even before I ever said I wanted to run for Senate at that time, I went around the whole of the zone to know the terrain that I will be representing. And honestly, I was quite disappointed that this zone has been represented by people before, and I couldn't see, enough evidence to show that federal government presence. When I've been in the House, I know what they do in the Senate, I know what they do in the House. We should have seen more. But you see, the people themselves are the decider of their own fate. Because people come to you with very sweet mouth, lie to you and say, I'll build bridges, I will do this. No. The person who will take you to the promised land does not have to come and make any promise. But if you have faith and you believe in the person, that's why I keep talking about fear of God. Because whatever I say with my own mouth, I stand by it. And it's a covenant, because I've seen that they just rip people off. So that covenant between me and the people, and of course God is the witness to see that, I have that genuine intention to represent these people and to deliver them. At least bring progress to the senatorial zone. So it's not a question of this is where I come from. No. The person who is not even from your place can do better for you than somebody who is from your place. So we'll leave it to capacity. Let's all continue our work. God will decide.
The fact that I just wonder, if you look at the 2019 election, Senator Fatah Bari had over 100,000 votes, and you came a little bit, almost 80,000, right? Vote that you had. 89,000 votes that you had. As we speak this morning, may God continue to rest his soul. The role of Governor Alakala when it comes to Ogumosho politics is well documented. Since his exit, it appears political watchers have said the terrain in Ogumosho is open now to you, the new generation of leaders there. For you to succeed in 2023, you will have to, first and foremost, get as much vote as you can. I remember looking at the 2019 election, even Senator Fatai Buhari lost Ogumosho, but did well in Okeogun. For you, you need the support of your folks at home and Okeogun, which is going to be the battleground for three of you outside, Shinapela. I just wonder, as you speak this morning, how will you assess your acceptability among the so-called gatekeepers in Okeogun? You talk about the monarchs, you talk about Khan, you talk about League of Imams, you talk about Afars in Okeogun. How well do you think you've been able to endear yourself to
these
gatekeepers?
These questions you're supposed to be asking the gatekeepers themselves.
No, of course. I want to.
No, because
I want to veer into them through your prism.
No. You should ask them. You see, all the candidates by now, these gatekeepers all know all of us, and they are the ones who will say, this is the person.
In terms of the antecedent, having served twice at House of Rep, do you think you've been able to build bridges with those gatekeepers?
I have, because during the last election, we were in touch with them, we worked with them. That's why I told you all the things that went on behind the scenes in 2019 election is left, let's just leave that, to God. But we thank God now that INEC has come up with a new system of voting. I mean, the machines like beavers, which has reduced the issue of rigging and multiple voting and all that kind of thing. So we expect at least come 2023 that the elections will be, if not 100% credible, you can say at least 80-90% based on the new beavers machine. And that will go a long way, in making the deserved candidate win, other than, through any other means. Because right there from your polling units where you voted, you would have known the result. And so when they go to do their normal coalition where they normally exchange figures, that would maybe a bit difficult, to take place. So I am one person who believes in doing things rightly. I don't think I will ever be one of those candidates who will go around paying people to snatch boxes or to go and do multiple printing for me. No. You must know that the people who voted you in really love you. They believe in you, and that is what will spur you to do more for them. It's not by going, when you now do all these other things, it's a do or die affair, which is not my own way of doing things.
If you're just joining us, there's still a very special live interview this wonderful morning with the former House leader and now the candidate of SDP as far as Oyo North Senatorial District is concerned. Madam, your election holds on the same day that we'll be having the presidential election across the length and breadth of this country. As we speak, I have listened to your presidential candidate, very brilliant individual. We're hoping to have him as our guest here very soon. Young, deep, But the reality is this. On the day voters are going to go out there to pick a president for Nigeria, you know too well that whether you like it or not, the effort, the work you've done over the years for the party you have left, PDP, is still there in terms of goodwill of that party. That you can't just pull that away. So it means on the day voters in Oyo State will be going out to pick a president, the candidates of APC Ashwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, Atiku, that of the former party PDP, Obi, Labour, Kwankwaso, and the rest, especially in the southwest, they are going to loom large as far as that day's election is concerned. You're on the platform of SDP. What effort are you putting in place, especially when it comes to voter education? How people go in that day, vote down the ballot. I know you have a presidential candidate, and your former supporters who are still in the PDP. How do they still ensure that the love they have for you across party line is also reflected by ensuring that SDP is still the party to vote for on the same day where these big gladiators may also be looming large?
First and foremost, I'm not running for president. We have our own candidates, and we will definitely go out there and work for our own candidates. So I think parties, you can't rule out the fact that people will crisscross in terms, but in our own party, just like you said, we still have like 6 months to the election or 5 months to the election. I think the election of 2023 will be a turning point, for this country. You can only assess what is going to happen by December, not now.
Are you talking about voters' sophistication?
Yeah, no, what you're saying that there are candidates who will be looming large and all that kind of thing. You never can tell, what will happen by December. I would just want us to tarry a while, Voter education is not a problem. It's the job of each party to make sure that, you educate your people as to how to vote and all that, which we are already doing. Once the campaign starts on the 28th, I'm sure you'll be hearing more, about the party. So it's not, if you listen to our presidential candidate, he made a speech and said, winning an election is not the only victory. Victory only comes when every sick person has access to Medicare. Every individual who needs education has access. There are so many things. When you want to rate Nigeria today, I'm sure you are not rating them based on who wants to contest election. But right now, people are rating Nigeria with those things that are not being achieved despite so many years of democracy. Those are the indices that people need to begin to tick to say whether we have succeeded as a country or where we're going. If the Nigerians themselves begin to tick on these indices, they will know where to vote. They will know what to do. Our destiny is in our hands. Do we still take on, those people who have let us down? Or do we still want to continue? Look at the hunger in the land. Look at the problem that we're having right now in Nigeria. So the ball is in our court because nobody from outside the country is coming to tell you this is the candidate, this is not the candidate. But who can change, what we're experiencing right now in Nigeria? I think the question is left for the Nigerians to answer.
Let's go straight away as he joins us live to UK, where Dari Adekombi is waiting. Dari, good morning.
Good morning, Mayor, and good morning to our guests this morning. Right Honorable Mulikat, Akande, Adeola.
Good morning.
An amazing, as you have described her, a woman of substance. If anybody says she's not a factor in your politics, it means that person does not know what they're saying. Mayor, permit me quickly. I have about 7 questions. I don't know if I will be able to run them through. But let me start from where our guest stopped. You said we should not continue to allow people who have left us down to continue to be the ones to be our leaders as far as the presidential election is concerned. And that takes me to the question that a lot of people have been talking about. I've engaged politicians, across Southwest. And what some of them keep saying is that, oh, yes, who is the presidential candidate of APC. I know you are in SDP. But in 2011, when PDP zoned the speakership of House of Reps to the Southwest. You were the candidate. You and Honorable Ibola Moraino. But they zeroed down that it was going to be you. But unfortunately, Tinubu's APC, ACL then supported Tambua. To remind against the decision of the PDP. A lot of people are saying, oh, this is the time for Tinubu to get his comeuppance for that decision. Madam, you are the center of this thing. How do you feel? Do you think that Southwest Tinubu will get punished for what he did to you in 2011 by not allowing you to emerge as the Speaker of the House of Representatives?
Thank you. That's a very good question. And I'm already planning to hold a press conference on that. There's been so many calls to me, asking me, to relay to them exactly what happened, how it happened, what was Asiwaju's role and all that, which I'm yet to fix a date. That's one. If Asiwaju is going to get punished, I'm sure you know that just my own vote will not, amount to anything. And I'm not even in APC. So you don't expect that I will vote APC. That's one. Two, the Southwesterners are the ones who are going to decide, if he gets punished or not. For me, the speakership, that was how many years ago? Since 2011, of course. So you can imagine. And that's why we, the Yorubas, we're full of adages. So if the Southwesterners decide on Asiwaju's fate today, that would be the way the Southwesterners, feel. And of course, I felt let down, I felt disappointed in, 2011. So that's all I can say.
But the press conference is coming up on that.
Yeah. I'm yet to fix a date for that.
Okay.
Yeah, because you see, a lot of people do not really know, what transpired. They don't know. It's just the end result, that
the intrigues, right?
Yeah. So the intrigues are what we'll try and let people know. So.
Okay.
Yeah. My next one is I know Mayor said earlier that he has closed the PDP chapter, but for me, there's a line in that chapter that still resonates as far as today's politics is concerned. First, I would like to say, listening to lieutenants of Governor Seyi Makinde and what transpired in the 2019 election and how your relationship with the governor became sour, they tell you that during the governorship election, maybe because you did not win your senatorial election, which came 2 weeks earlier, before that time, that the governor was said to have given you through one of his friends that couriered that money from Ibadan to Ogbomoso, a sum of 50 million naira for you to mobilize for the governorship election. But that money was kept in, he kept the money, that he did not use the money for the purpose that it was meant for, and that was because he wanted to take a pound of flesh from the governor, or he's not supporting your senatorial election, which came 2 weeks before that time. How true is that, man?
Thank you. First and foremost, there's no iota of truth in that. It's a pity. I don't know if you know me as a person. If you know me and you know the kind of person I am, you know that I'm not the type that will take anybody's money. I just told you now that during the build up to the elections, I worked in 13 local governments working for the PDP, including Governor Seyi Makinde, and I didn't collect a kobo from him. So why will it be, during his own election that I will, now collect 50 million? So, you can only confirm this from the governor himself if he sent any money to me. And for the first time in my life, I sat at the polling unit on the day of Governor Seyi Makinde's election. Even during my own, I didn't sit, but I sat on his own election, and we won my polling unit, and we won several other polling units. So if anybody is saying that they just, what will I do with his 50 million anyway? So apart from maybe the money that they gave to the party, nobody gave me one kobo. And my supporters, my own people, did not get anything, because when they brought the list, nobody from my side was on that list to get anything. And I even mentioned it to him. I told him, I said, it's unfortunate because the list you sent for people who were supposed to be given maybe some logistics and all that, nobody from my side got anything. But all the people on the list got their money. So nobody can say Elijah kept any money. What will I be doing with somebody's 50 million naira? Anyway,
you didn't get any.
I didn't.
And nobody
get,
could add
and
any.
Nobody. So these are just stories from the blues. Governor Seyi Makinde himself can confirm.
3.
And lastly, from the PDP chapter, I learned from good sources that before you took that decision to join LDP and during the nomination processes, the national chairman of the PDP, Yocha Ayu, invited you and had a discussion with you that should we decide that we want to get the Oyo North electoral ticket for you and talk to Governor Seyi Makinde, are you sure? Are you sure it's going to work for you to emerge victorious? And you said you are not sure that even if you give you the ticket from Abuja, Governor Seyi Makinde will be willing to work for your emergence, for your success. How true is that true?
Mr. Adekombi, first and foremost, myself and the chairman of PDP did not have that conversation. But prior to that, they fixed several meetings, of our group. That's those who were not, in good terms with the governor at that time. And the meeting never held. So the chairman never discussed with me about getting me a ticket and whether he will work for me. But let me now tell you that at a meeting in Governor Seyi Makinde's house in Abuja, where Governor Saraki and the BOT chairman were present, Governor Seyi Makinde said, that maybe these meetings that we're having now, that if it's because of my own ambition, that he's not ready to stick out his neck for me. I'm just remembering that now. He said it. So this is somebody who doesn't even know whether I was really interested or not interested. I've been in this party long before him. He came into the party, and you are saying if it's because I still have interest to run, he cannot stick out my neck. He never stuck his neck out for me prior to that time. So why should he make such a statement? I just remembered that now when you brought up this question.
Was there any point in time that Dari, that the PDP in the states, including government, actually waited, hoping that you will come back, and that's what they had were placeholder for your North. But when you chose to leave, then the chapter was closed.
You can't wait without talking to the person. How do I know you are waiting? If you want to wait, if you really want to give me the ticket, you call on me and have a discussion. I remember that, someone, I don't want to mention the name, came to me and tried, but this is after I had moved. So will I be seen like someone going back and forth who doesn't know what she's doing?
Even the online chatter was that, you are just not asking for your North. You are also asking for 2-3 more rep seats. And
we
that was
never
where they said,
had any discussion with anybody. This is politics. People like just guessing and talking. Nobody had a discussion. And you see, the problem is not even me and anybody. If the governor, he is the governor today, and by virtue of the way things are done in Nigeria, he is the all and all in the party, that nobody can say anything to him for him to, consider. If the governor makes up his mind that I can't work with Elijah, who else in the party can make that happen? So why would I, if I need to speak with anybody, it will have to be him. So if he's not talking to me, there's nothing to talk about. People just carry rumor. I know people keep calling me, Elijah, if they call you today and they say this and they say, I said, nobody has called me.
Why not you they are waiting for you to.
That's what they keep saying, because they have no defense. They have no defense for what has happened. So maybe that's why they are saying that. It's a pity anyway. It's a pity, but you don't build a house and you just walk away from that house. It's not something easy. But I know that with God on my side, everything will be fine. That's all. I keep saying it. If truly and genuinely I did all that I have said I did for, the party and Governor Sheyi Makinde. Let God reward me. But if I didn't, then everything else is left to God. That's me. There's nothing sacrosanct about anything. Positions of power are mundane. Today you are there, tomorrow you are not there. So what are we, going to be killing ourselves over for? We just want this country to progress. We want this country to develop. We want to be able to leave a country for our own children. I want to be able to leave a legacy. And that is why I'm still in politics today. And I have my own retirement plans. I'm not a politician that will be there at 70 and still be going up and down doing nothing. You must be able to have an exit plan and bring up other people. I have a lot of people that I'm mentoring. So I'm not just the ordinary politician. So, and, I'm not also somebody who is desperate. Money does not mean anything to me.
Next, Dari.
Yeah, you raised a very, very key point at the beginning of this discourse, which was that the need for the electorate, even for the political class too, to do character and background checks on individuals that are offering themselves for elected positions.
That's very key.
When we were talking about, and we were talking about how Adeola brought Governor Sheyi Makinde to you, and of course, Hallelujah also sent emissaries to you to come and you said you didn't know him prior to 2017. That point that you raised, has become a very important discussion point as we go to 2023.
Yeah.
When politicians are saying we want homegrown politicians,
credible people.
Yes, not just somebody that will come from somewhere because he has money, and everybody will just be following.
Men and women of integrity.
Yeah. So how key is that, man?
It's very key. Because somebody that you don't know, you just said it now, not somebody that will come from somewhere. Most of these people who come from abroad and splash money here and there, by the time you vote them in, before you know it, people will start complaining. We can't even find him. We don't know where he is. But people who have been with you for a long time, you know their background, you know their houses, you know our history in the Southwest now. You can, they will tell you his father, his father's father, whatever happened and all that. People who can be relied upon. People, when they talk, they mean what they're saying, So it is very, very key. For me, it's a lesson. And I have to, going forward, I must know whoever it is. If you have to work for somebody, you know the person. It's very, very key. And I also sell that to every Nigerian. Don't just jump in. Ask questions about your candidates. Ask questions.
Shine your eyes, right?
Yeah, shine your eyes. That's it.
And lastly, you also alluded to the fact that in 2019, 2023, we may have a coalition or an alliance of parties. I know that a lot of discussion is going on. I know that you are also discussing with other chieftains in other parties.
No, you don't know about. You don't know that I am discussing with anybody.
We are hearing that you are. I mean, words go round.
No, words cannot go round. I've not spoken to anybody. You are saying it. No, I don't even.
Hold on a second. Let him give.
Okay.
I want to give you an example, ma. I know that yes, there is an understanding between you and Adeola, and I know that for you to emerge victorious, currently, as recently as this week, when INEC released the final list, Adeola appears to be talking to people in Ogoluwa Surulere, the candidate of NNPP there, and other candidates, to also drop and support SDP candidates, so that your own election will also get a boost by that, and that NNPP doesn't have candidates in other places in Oyo North, and that they are telling them so that SDP will have the upper hand against all other parties in the senatorial election for Oyo North. That is happening, or is it not happening?
I can't say, because you are the one telling me now. But Ogoluwa Surulere is not part of my senatorial district. It's Ogbomoso, but it's not under my senatorial. It's in Oyo Central. So that's where the mix-up is. You know what I mean? And Alhaji Olopoyan is like a brother to me. So if he's canvassing for votes for me, it's only right for him to do that. You know, but we have not sat down to discuss anything. I said it on this. I said I had even spoken to him. If I come into Ibadan, I'll call him, Alhaji, how are you? We'll exchange pleasantries, you know. But now that you mentioned Ogoluwa Surulere, I am confused.
Okay, Ma, is that going to be the kind of alliance that Governor Seyi Makinde benefited from in 2019? Are we going to have a repeat?
I think she said that earlier.
No, I said that could happen. Since it has happened before, there's nothing stopping it to happen again. You know what I mean? But for now, that is not on the table. But it could happen.
I must thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Dari Adekombi, live from UK there. It's still fresh and political circuit. We will have a break. When we come back, the issue of violence during electioneering. Let me say this. I was one of the few privileged broadcasters that was invited on Monday morning by the Commissioner of Police in the state, CP Williams, where we had conversation as regard the level of preparedness of Oyo State Police Command as electioneering kicks in from Wednesday. And he actually, expressed his dismay as regard any intent by any political party or group of individuals to create mayhem problem in the state during this election period. And he has said the command will move heavily against them. I just want you to use this moment, to address if your party is having such concerns, because we've been told about the issue of harassment of candidates, political stalwarts. We've seen banners and billboards pulled down. Your take and admonition on that after this break.
Fresh 105.9 FM, your feel good radio.
Ayéfẹ́lẹ́ ti dé ó yá kájọ Tùngbà bó ṣe pọ́dún mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dọ́gbọ̀n tó ti ń fi Tùngbà gospel dá wa lára yá fún wa nímísí tí gbogbo wa sì yin Ọlọ́run pẹ̀lú àwọn orin rẹ̀ aṣẹ̀dá dẹ́dá mẹ́ta ló dìídì sa dókítọ̀ Ọláyínká Joel Ayéfẹ́lẹ́ Ọjàdá àsìkò ti tó tí gbogbo àwọn olólùfẹ́ Yínká Ayéfẹ́lẹ́ jákèjádò orílẹ̀-èdè àgbáyé ọjọ́ Tùngbà papọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà lórí www.crowd.com lọ́jọ́ Sunday tó ń bọ̀ yìí bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní dédé aago 7 àṣálẹ́ gbogbo orílẹ̀-èdè àgbáyé ni ó títí àkọ́kọ́ ọ̀rú ẹ̀ nìyí tí Yínká Ayéfẹ́lẹ́ ó máa kọrin ṣeré tí ó sì máa kí gbogbo àwọn olólùfẹ́ fún bá a ṣe ń celebrate 25 years tó ti ń kọrin bọ̀. láti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa nínú àríyá yìí lọ forúkọ sílẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ta náírà 500 naira lórí www.crowd.com ìyẹn crowd.com Ayéfẹ́lẹ́ ó bá máa kọrin kí ọ pẹ̀lú 500 naira àyè sì tún wà fún VIP àti VVIP fẹ́yìn tẹ́ fẹ́ jókòó sínú gbọ̀ngàn gangan tá a ti fẹ́ pàtẹ àríyá fáyé lọ́jọ́ náà láti jẹ nínú àǹfààní àyè péréte tó kù lẹ̀ ní sẹ́nà sórí 07063824093 má gbàgbé o aago 7 àṣálẹ́ láríyá ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní Sunday tó ń bọ̀ yìí Ayéfẹ́lẹ́ ó yá gbé mi débẹ̀.
bẹ́rù bá máa ń rò oríire dé o oríire ni Adéwọ̀lú Ládọjà ṣèyí ti ṣèyí oye.
àyẹ́sẹ̀ àtàpọ́nlé oníbejì tó gá yàtà fún sẹ́nẹ́tọ̀ Rasheed Adéwọ̀lú Ládọjà látọwọ́ gómìnà pínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ẹnjìnìà Ṣèyí Mákindé èyí tíjọba pínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ fi ṣàpọ́nlé fún sẹ́nẹ́tọ̀ Rasheed Adéwọ̀lú Ládọjà àti fífi orúkọ sẹ́nẹ́tọ̀ Rasheed Adéwọ̀lú Ládọjà sọ̀rí ìkójáde àti sísí Ládọjà Circular Road Ìbàdàn èyí tí ó wáyé lọ́jọ́ 29 September 2022 ní gbàgede Báàrẹ̀ Village tó dojúkọ Aramet Medical Center Ìbàdàn Lagos Expressway Ìbàdàn gbogbo ètò bẹ̀rẹ̀ láago 10 àárọ̀ gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé ló jí ronú kan gómìnà tó rántí àgbà tó fẹ́ dàgbà tí ó pé bó ní tàgbà àgbà ti jẹ́ ó ń san gbogbo níre fàgbàlagbà kó lè bá aráàyè dàgbà sípò àgbà àti máa ṣe bolóyè àgbà sẹ́nẹ́tọ̀ Rasheed Adéwọ̀lú Ládọjà ńlọ́wọ́ wípé ó tọ́ yẹ fẹ́ni tí ò lògbà nílòkulò lásìkò tó ń lògbà lórí ipò ẹni tó pilẹ̀ rẹ̀ láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí ire tún sojú ẹ̀ orúkọ rẹ̀ ló ń tọ́ àgbà lẹ́yìn lójú ayé àgbà ìpàdé di Rasheed Adéwọ̀lú Ládọjà Circular Road Ìbàdàn ní 29 September 2022 ọ̀tún Olúbàdàn alẹ̀ Ìbàdàn olóyè àgbà Rasheed Adéwọ̀lú Ládọjà ńlá àlejò pàtàkì ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àlejò pàtàkì ní òpéjú ẹjẹ́ àjọ ṣe kájọ mọrírì akọni ọmọ tó ti ṣe dáadáa olùkéde event planning committee.
Fresh 105.9 FM, your feel-good radio.
Of course, what a morning. Of course, I know it's going to be like this anytime you have a... let me also use this moment to also felicitate the chairman of the PDP in the state, Honorable Benro. He also, I think his birthday was yesterday, the PDP chairman, and the Baba of Baba, Osiolubadan Olani birthday Baba. We'll all be there by his grace to felicitate and celebrate this great man. I'm sure you have a word for Baba. I know
Sure.
you are very close to him.
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to also be around now that he will be celebrating his birthday tomorrow. We can only wish him well, wish him many more fruitful years, long life and prosperity. He's a father, a brother. We look up to him, and as you know, he's a political juggernaut that we cannot but appreciate. He's done so much. Yeah, we must appreciate him, at every point in time, because he has done a lot, in the political space here in Oyo State and even in Nigeria. So he's not just an Oyo man, he's a Nigerian to the core, and we appreciate him. I want to wish him happy birthday, many happy returns, and long life.
Walusha. Of course, your final submission this morning regarding the need for us to have a very peaceful election.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You just mentioned that you had a meeting with the CP
on Monday. Yes.
I'm very happy to hear that. I can only pray that the law enforcement agencies will go out there and forestall violence, because we don't need it. People just need to choose freely those who represent them. If you've done well, you don't have to be violent about anything. There's no need for all this. We're talking about elections. We even have countries where they even do the elections via, online, and the rest you can choose. Yes, electronically. So why do we have to fight ourselves? If you know you've done well, the people will rally around you, the people will vote for you. If you have not done well, they choose somebody else. Is there any problem about that? So for me, I'm happy to hear that the CP has said they'll move heavily against any party. And I hope that by the time the reports are coming in, they'll be able to take those steps. As for the SDP right now, I've heard reports of pulling down of billboards, of even our gubernatorial candidate. In fact, in one instance, they folded the banner on the billboard and gave it to him that, it's because it's you and all that. Why? People should be able to advertise themselves freely. And that is the essence of democracy. So I just pray that going forward, there will be a meeting, of all candidates and political parties, so that we don't engage. We don't allow those who are not supposed to even be in the limelight be the ones directing people on what to do. That is the kind of country that we need. We need free and fair and credible elections, and I look forward to that.
I must really thank you. I've been speaking with former House leader and, of course, two-time House of Rep member, Honorable Mulikat Akande Adeola. She is also the candidate of SDP as far as Oyo North Senatorial District is concerned. Officially, the campaign, like I said, starts Wednesday. We will always have you back when full-blown campaign actually begin, where we hope to hear more from you in terms of your manifestos and plans for the people of Oyo North. Once campaign officially kicks in. She did come here with the chairman of SDP in the state, Honorable Michael, a very good friend of Okunlade. We also have in the house with us Honorable Odun Ayo Ogundipe, talking about the rep for Gomosho South and North Orure constituency. Honorable Taufik is also here, talking about state treasurer of the party. We have Mrs. Taiwo Olubukola, state woman leader. She's also with us. Mr. Sunday Olunati is also here. Oluwatoyin. Nuruddin Oladimeji, talking about the national North West local government chairman. And our own man, Rotimi Johnson Ojasokwe, who is the acting publicity secretary and candidate for reps, talking about Ibadan Northwest Southwest constituency. Ojasokwe, we wish you the best from Fresh FM. You are one of us, and we hope that at the end of the day, your heart desire, God will grant it. You know, we always have your back here. Amen. At Fresh FM. Rotimi. I'll be here tomorrow on Crossfire, and it will be very interesting. You need to listen in as Dr. Busari and, of course, Dr. Jed Dokun. We'll be looking at campaign strategies of all the major parties in Nigeria. Thank you so much for listening. Good morning.